Mitch Marner has just been traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, and he signed an 8-year extension worth $12 million AAV. So we're going to be going ahead in this video, putting Mitch on Vegas and seeing if he can win a Stanley Cup outside the city of Toronto. There it is, your first look at Mitch Marner in a Vegas Golden Knight lineup. 94 overall with Jack Eichel and Ivan Barbashev on the first line. They get a +5 in chemistry, so they're going to be very good. Then Stone, Hurdle, and Smith to round out the top six, and we got Dorofeyev, Carlson, and Nicholas Olofsson with Schmidt and Pearson. Defensively, they got Shea Theodore and Alex Pietrangelo, a pretty good top-line D pair, although Petro is going to miss the entirety of next season. Whitecloud and Hanifin, McNabb, and Korziak, and then in goal, an 84 overall, Adin Hill. Now we are able to go ahead, simulate Mitch's tenure in Vegas, and see if he can win a Stanley Cup. That would be a massive smack in the mouth to Toronto Maple Leaf fans all across the country. But I mean, they've seen this story before. Nazem Kadri, Tyler Bozak, a bunch of ex-Leafs. They always end up leaving the team, and they always win a Stanley Cup. Phil Kessel, probably the most popular one of the bunch. Hold up a goddamn minute. The Knights are starting out 6-11-3 in the NHL regular season. What is going on? Dead last in the Pacific Division. Gotta be honest, I did not expect the simulation to go this way. The Vegas Golden Mids, I mean 24-24-5, not even over 500, counting the overtime losses, and we are nearing the trade deadline. I cannot believe it. After a very rough start to the season, the second half, we're going to become a lot better of a hockey team. 44-33-5 was our record. We had 93 points, just barely sneaking in as a wild card spot in the West. We got Colorado winning the President's Trophy. They won 56 games. Edmonton was up there. Toronto, New York. We were not even remotely close to the top. We were the 15th best team in the entire league with Mitch Marner added to Vegas. Jack Eichel would be our leading scorer with 79 points. Marner, wow, what a regress by Mitch. I mean, the first half of the season was probably him trying to figure out his new line mates. 27 goals, 78 points. He had over 100 in real life, so this is a massive disappointment by Mitch. Mark Stone had 72, Barbashev with 65, William Karlsson was decent, and for Adin Hill between the pipes, he only had a 907, but I mean, 30 wins, 26 losses, 2 shutouts. Probably gonna have some sort of upgrade in goal if they want to win another Stanley Cup. Brayden Point, the most underrated player in the league, will lead the league in scoring with 120 points. Sasha Barkov had 114. Kucherov was up there on the goal side. Shout out to David Pastrnak, even on a very below average Bruins squad. He put up 57. Matthews had 56, and Brayden Point had 54. As the Vegas Golden Knights are going to have a tough matchup in round one, it will be the Colorado Avalanche as we try to win a Stanley Cup with a newly minted Vegas Golden Knight in Mitch Marner. The Vegas Golden Knights are kind of low-key a unit right now, up 3-0 over the Colorado Avalanche. Don't tell me that Mitch Marner now is a playoff demon. First period, 4-2 lead for the Avs as they do respond. Second period, Colorado's going to force a game 5. They will not be swept by Vegas. I thought for a second we might end up heading to a game number 7, but we get it done in 6 games over the Colorado Avalanche. Move on to play Minnesota now in round 2. Golden Knights are an absolute wagon. Mitch Marner has advanced to the conference finals for the first ever time in his career, but he has to play the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid. Well, the Oilers are absolutely steamrolling us right now, up 3-0 in the series, looking to get a sweep here in game number 4 in Vegas. First period, a 5-goal first period. Dorofeyev with a hat trick in the first, and at least we will not be swept. Game 5 back in Edmonton. First period, up 2-1. Second period, a 3-2 lead for Vegas, and we are headed to overtime with a season on the line. Here we go in overtime. Season on the line. Game number 5 in Edmonton, trying to force a game 6 back on home ice. Let's see if Mitch Marner, now that he's out of the city of Toronto, does he have a clutch gene? Oh my god, get up, Adin Hill, you absolute bum, you fat ass. Zach Hyman, he's going to move back to the blue line, over to Bouchard. Bouchard blasting one, but Adin Hill is going to make the save, and the Oilers are going to have to regroup. 17:40 left to go. Evan Bouchard laying the breakout. Not laying the wood, though. Bad turnover. Marner to Barbashev. Back to Eichel. Jack Eichel tries to tuck it on Skinner, but he couldn't get it to go. This first line of Vegas is cooking. All we got to get is one, and we go back to Vegas. Draisaitl into the zone. Leo can't get a shot on net. Bouncy-ass rebound. McDavid back to Ekholm. Matthias Ekholm over to Hyman. Shot, but a nice save by Adin Hill. Shots are 45-25 for the Edmonton Oilers. Bad turnover. Zetterlund trying to go to his backhand. He couldn't get it to go. Mark Stone, his spleen is hurting in the corner. The Oilers got full pressure. They're all over Vegas right now. Bouchard finding Nuggie. Back to Ekholm. Bombs one away, and there it is. A Matthias Ekholm series winner. as year number 1 with the Vegas Golden Knights will end in a conference final defeat to the Edmonton Oilers as they go on to their 3rd straight cup final. Jack Eichel would lead our team in the postseason, 17 points in 16 games. Marner, 5 goals and 13 points in 16 is not horrible. If you look at his previous career playoff totals, 3 points in 7 games. He had 14 and 11 back in 23, 8 and 7, 4 and 7. So he scored way more goals. Actually, that's the most goals he ever scored in a single playoff run. NHL Sim Engine doesn't go wrong here. The Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers in the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals. Barkov's going to win the Ted Lindsay. We got pass to the Maurice Richard, point the Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. Marchand is your Conn Smythe winner. Vasi the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Ryan O'Reilly. Heading on to year number 2, Eichel and Marner both have grown to a 95 overall, with Ivan Barbashev still being an 88. Dorofayev's up to an 84 with Carlson and Mark Stone. Tomas Hertl still on that 3rd line. Doesn't look like the Vegas Golden GMs did sign anybody in the offseason, as we're just pretty much running back the same exact roster, even with Adin Hill at only an 84 overall. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to be good enough to win a Stanley Cup. We're going to have to hope and pray that Mitch Marner goes off in the postseason. Just for the shits and giggles, I'm going to give Mitch Marner the captaincy away from Mark Stone. The brand new captain of Vegas is none other than the Toronto native himself, Mitchell Marner. A much better start for Vegas here in year 2, 11-6-2. So definitely the first 40 so games, Mitch Marner was just getting acclimated. Definitely has been a better start to the season than last year, 12-7-2. The first 40 games were pretty much a slugfest for Vegas. Marner now is comfortable in Vegas. He's comfortable with his line mates, and maybe this can be the year that we go on and win the cup. Did we just get stuck in the mud? What has happened? 2017-4 after starting out 11-4 to start the season. Safe to say the Marner experiment in Vegas is not going as expected. 39, 35, and 8, only 86 points, missing the playoffs in year number 2. We made the conference finals, but then we didn't even make the playoffs the year afterwards for the entire league. If we take a look, Dallas is the best team, winning 53 games. They actually won the President's Trophy. Eichel had a slightly better season than last, 82 points, 30 goals. Mitch Marner has not been producing in a Vegas uniform. 27 goals, 79 points at 28 years of age. It looks like he's already on the decline, man. Mark Stone had 73, Carlson with 63, Theodore 60, Barbashev 56, and for Adin Hill, if we take a look, he was utter trash as usual. To make matters worse, Matthews will go off in the sim, 124 points, leading the way there, and he had the most goals at 63. Shout out to the New York Rangers going all the way, dominating LA in a gentleman's sweep, and they win the Stanley Cup. Austin Matthews won every single award outside of the Hart Trophy. That will go to Barkov. We got Cale Makar winning the Norris. JT Miller's your Conn Smythe winner. Swayman's going to take home the Vezina, and we got Vinny Trocheck as the Selke Trophy winner. The Chicago Blackhawks are going to win another draft lottery, and it is the draft of Gavin McKenna, the cousin of Connor Bedard, might be joining the Blackhawks. It's hard to blame the computer AI because they really don't know what they're doing. We're running back essentially the same team, Marner, Eichel, and Barbashev on the top line. Mitch now being a 95 overall still, +5 in the first line, still cannot be 8-point per game player. Offensively, let's see if they made any changes. No, they did not. I'm actually going to throw up Noah Hannafin alongside Shea Theodore, and in goal, Adin Hill is still our starting netminder. Vegas is back in the postseason. Not a great year by any stretch of the imagination, but 46, 33, and 3 will be good enough for fifth in our division, 95 points. A wild card position, Boston, they won 55 games and the President's Trophy. New York, Minnesota, Edmonton, and Winnipeg all in the top 5. Mitch Marner is going to have a career high 41 goals, 117 points. Jack Eichel had 95, Barbashev with 60. This is by far and away the best offense that Vegas has ever had. And now Mitch Marner holds the single season record for most points scored in a Vegas uniform, and Adin Hill is still the legit definition of mid. Your mom's a hoe, Sebastian Aho will go off this season, 135 points, the most in the NHL, and Pasta will have the most goals at 69. As it looks like the scoring in the NHL just continues to get higher and higher. Vegas will end up playing the Minnesota Wild in round number 1. I'm praying we can go on a run like we did 2 years ago, making the conference final. We have yet to make the cup finals, and obviously have yet to win a Stanley Cup. We got by Minnesota in 6 games. Move on now to play the Nashville Predators. Honestly, did not expect them to make it this far. Nonetheless, we got to go through them to get back to the conference finals. We have made the conference finals yet again, second time in 3 years, and we play the Seattle Kraken expansion team versus expansion team. Up 3-2, heading into game number 6 on home ice. A Stanley Cup berth is on the table. Will Mitch Marner and Vegas show up here in game 6? First period, no score in the game. Shots are 11-4 though. Second period, 1-0 lead for Seattle. None other than Chandler Stevenson and then Andre Burakovsky. That is pretty much going to put it out of reach as Seattle now has a 3-1 advantage here in the third period, as we are going to have a Game 7 back in Seattle. I think we are in store for a Mitch Marner legacy game. Game 7, conference finals to go to the Stanley Cup finals. First period, 2-1 lead for Vegas. And there it is. Marner will score, giving them the lead in the first period. Second period, 4-2 advantage for Vegas. Can they hold on? Can Adin Hill shut the door? And can Mitch Marner, for the first time ever, advance to the Stanley Cup finals? There it is. Noah Hannafin will seal the deal, put the nail in the coffin, and Vegas now will play for Lord Stanley. We will play the New Jersey Devils in the Stanley Cup Finals for Mitch Marner to try to go on and win his very first cup of his NHL career. 2-0 lead after the first 2. We are up 3-0 with a potential sweep on the line. Can the Mitch Marner show complete their satisfaction and win a Stanley Cup? First period, 1-0 lead for Vegas. Nicholas Waugh, even though he's headed to Toronto, is still here in this sim. Second period, 3-2 lead for the Knights. Stone and Eichel, as it's only a 1-goal advantage. Adin Hill easily can give up a goal, and this can easily be a tie game. Halfway through the third, the Stanley Cup is in the building. And there it is, Nicholas Hague shorthanded, giving us that insurance marker that we desperately needed. 5-2 lead that might as well do it. 90 seconds to go in the third. With a cup in the building, we are up 5-3, a multi-goal advantage for the Vegas Golden Knights, as New Jersey is going for broke. They are emptying their net. Down by 2, they got to do it. They are desperate right now. Mitch Marner, where are you going? Up the middle of Eichel. Eichel with an empty net. He misses it, but there it is. Pavel Dorofeyev will seal the deal, and in 3 seasons, Mitch Marner is a Stanley Cup champion. 3 years to do it, and in his 3rd season with the Vegas Golden Knights, they will get the job done, sweeping the Devils in the Stanley Cup Finals. Gotta be honest with you guys, I did not think this team was good enough to win, especially with Adin Hill between the pipes. I mean, top to bottom, we didn't have a lot of depth. Offensively, we had some top-end talent, but still, line 2 and line 3 were not that great. And the previous 2 seasons, honestly, we didn't do that well. And there it is, Mitch Marner, Conn Smythe winner, 13 goals and 29 points in the postseason. The captain of Vegas, and he just did a massive fuck you to the Toronto Maple Leaf fan base, as he left for $12 million, and by year 3, he's a Cup champion, a Conn Smythe winner, and the Leaf fans now, they're going to be put on some sort of watch as the Stanley Cup will be raised here in Prudential Center, but not for the New Jersey Devils. Instead, Captain Mitch Marner will come on up, and for the first time in his NHL career, he erases the label of playoff choker and forever is a Stanley Cup champion. Mitch Marner is going to follow the trend of pretty much every other Maple Leaf player that leaves the organization. They become a playoff performer. 13 goals and 29 points in the postseason. Eichel at 23, Karlsson 21. He had a lot of help around him, but he was the main driving force of this Vegas team. Sebastian Aho is your Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy winner. Pass is going to take home the Maurice Richard. We got Charlie McAvoy winning his first Norris. Mitch Marner, a Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Igor Shesterkin's going to take home the Vezina. And for the Selke, it's going to go to Joel Eriksson Ek from the Minnesota Wild. Well, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.